Argentina has some very good wines. In fact, I was here last year and thought those were very good, very consistently good, and quality-wise better than maybe 10 years ago when I visited here previously. I think in a world scene, everyone recognises Argentina has very strong potential. It has good choice of sites and soils and climate. It has good technology, and I think it's generally very well regarded.
What do you think are the disadvantages of our wine producing industry?
I think maybe, are they disadvantages? I would ask that question first. I think you are relatively remote, you have good phytosanitary conditions, you don't have some of the pests and diseases that maybe many other parts have. Perhaps in some senses you're isolated, you're a long way inland in a continent in the southern part of the world. So in that sense, like my country, the southern hemisphere has some issues. We are not right in the heart of the European or North American markets.
But Australia has entered all of the markets, and in the US and the UK it's number one. Your wines are number one. So how do you think Argentina can equal that?
I think you equal that by being consistent with your quality and offering. You simply insist on your people doing a good job all the time, and I think you must spend money and time and personal effort in marketing. I think taking the product to the people is very important. I think not expecting them to come to you.
Do you think that the Argentinian business or companies should build one brand that breaks down the market, like Jacob's Creek or like Casillero del Diablo? We don't have that now, so do you think that the companies should do that?
I think it's very difficult. I think the reality is that big brands certainly command attention and will penetrate, and small brands have fluctuating volumes, fluctuating quality is a risk, and price is not always so certain. So one opportunity could be that you have 2 or 3 larger brands that, if you like, create the opening for the other smaller ones. I think simply to rely on a few big brands will not work for the longer term, but may be important in the first instance. I think the other one is to ensure that you don't deliver disappointing quality or product with faults or product with violations of some rule. The reputation and consistent reputation is extremely important. 50%, almost 50% of the wine that we export is without bottle. So do you think that that could hurt the high quality wine industry that Argentina wants to develop? I think not necessarily. I think there are 2 clearly different markets. Obviously there are many more markets, but there's 2. There's the low end, which I think self-distinguishes from the higher quality. I think also we are seeing this pressure with carbon miles and recycling that there'll be certain pressures on us all, I think, for increased packaging somewhere else, not to incur the bottle and transport costs. So I think finding a way of preserving your quality and signature each time is going to be very important. Not simply is it bottled, is it exported in bulk. I think it's more how do you retain your sense of origin and control of the quality so that you know your product is not degraded by poor handling practices or disappearing into someone else's product.
So do you think that wine miles are a subject for Argentina and the place where we are?
I think it's getting more attention than you would expect. It's become quite an issue, and I think part of our problem is we don't see entirely transparent, entirely honest accounting. I think if we saw equitable assessment across all sectors, wine sectors, but also other products, you would find wine is perhaps not quite so bad, but the bad press has not been helpful to this point.
Thank you.